Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha HaKodash. Double honor is to the elders, apostles, and bishops at Great Millstone, who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations is to the hopeful elect Akim out there doing this work. Much love to the scattered elect, and to the few sincere women out there that subscribe to the true doctrine. This is the brother you call him off with the Great Millstone Camp, the branch out here in Omaha, Nebraska, coming back with another lesson, Lord willing, to feed and to edify the lost sheep of the nation of Israel through the Holy Spirit. Racha HaKodash, which you Israelites consisting of the so-called Negroes, the so-called Hispanics, and the so-called Native Americans by the seed of your father, no matter what you may look like. And I just wanted to put up the still frame and give the sense. So this article that you see on the screen is a video that I got into earlier at the plantation, and when I went to check the audio to make sure everything was everything, I noticed that there was a YouTube video that I was listening to that was playing in the background. So I didn't want to get a strike, didn't want to get this video chopped, so I wanted to re-record that, and I'll give the sense, and then I'll cut into the video where I actually get into the article. Just really touching on the Project Bluebeam and how Esau, Edom, this is another one of his devices that he can use, and he may use to deceive the people, okay? And there's been a lot of talks about UFOs, so-called UFOs, which those are unidentified flying objects, or UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon, which these are really just the chariots of Yahweh Basham, Yahweh Shai, But nonetheless, getting back to the topic, this can be something that Esau is going to use to deceive the people, and within this video, which I'll cut it here, I'll get into it, and Lord willing, this will be edifying. Shalom. Show an idea what Project Bluebeam. Okay. Since I mentioned it, this is Coachella. I think it's Coachella. I believe this is spelled right. Right now, let me see. See, didn't even type in the UFOs, but there you go. Let's see, I'm just gonna find a good one. I'll just go to this first one. See what it shows. Fair use. I do not own the rights to this video. I'm not using it for any monetary gain. This is just strictly for edification and learning purposes only, right? So without further ado, let's play it.
Bluebeam is supposed to get rid of religion, because what will happen, according to the legend, is the holograms will manifest as whatever deity is dominant in the area, whether it's Jesus or Buddha, whomever. And atheists will see different things, and people will just freak out. Nationalism will go away.
Atheists will see different things. Like, why?
Because, according to the legend, the array, or the technology, will manipulate your mind. Again, HAARP has been accused of this, because you can manipulate someone's mind with electromagnetic frequencies.
All right, so let's go back. So as it says, you have HAARP, High Frequency Active Aurora Research Program, right? So, what he's kind of going into is, different people will see different things, as you mentioned, like atheists, they'll start to see certain illusions of particular things. You have Christians that maybe see. Let's actually kind of get into it. All right, let's get into it a little bit more. All right. Oh yeah, I was watching the Apostle Tahar's video. Okay, Bluebeam. So like your Project Bluebeam. individuals seeing different things. Right, so according to this, it says in Project Bluebeam conspiracy theory, which is not a conspiracy theory, they actually have used it, as I gave the example with the Coachella. Okay, it says matter of fact, let's get some solid proof. Right, Project Bluebeam concerts. So I remember seeing some of these things years ago. Okay. Project Bluebeam. Right, so this is not what I was looking for, but this is actually an example of Project Bluebeam. Okay, which I'm not going to play it. You'll see how it has, dolphins and whales. They look very, very realistic, right? But they're not actually there. This is all off of projectors and monitors and different lasers that they use to create an image. Okay. Now, because there were videos that were out, which, if I come across them again, then I'll post them in post-production. But, they used to be all over the internet. Maybe, give or take about, 5-10 years ago. There used to be a myriad of these type of videos, right? And what this really goes back to, this is the precept that comes to mind, because this is what Esau is planning to do. Deceive the very elect. This is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 24. It says, "For there shall arise false Hamashiachs and false prophets, and shew great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect." Okay? And, with Esau, his technology, and specifically with this Bluebeam, Project Bluebeam, this can deceive the masses of people who are not privy to it. They can make it seem like there's a false Messiah coming out of the skies. Okay, even with the I'm going back into the article with the alien invasion. Okay. So they can utilize this to make it look very realistic, and can terrify many. Okay, but the elect is not going to be deceived. The reason being because the scriptures say that every eye shall see him. Okay? Every eye is going to see the terror of the Lord. Everybody's going to see when he cracks those clouds, right? And he lays a smackdown on Babylon the Great and on Esau, Edom the wicked. Okay? Everybody's going to see it. Right? Now, this is why I kind of wanted to get into this, to back up that theory. It says in Project Bluebeam conspiracy theory, which is really a conspiracy fact, the idea that individuals see different things stems from the concept of highly localized, culturally tailored psychological operation. Theorists claim advanced technology will project customized holographic displays such as religious figures to match the dominant beliefs or specific religions. Right? And it says, let's jump down a little bit. And I'll leave the link or a screenshot or something of that effect too, so this information can be looked at by the viewers. It says mind control and frequencies. To achieve this, the theory alleges that electromagnetic frequencies, like those historically associated with HAARP, accusations and mind control technologies will be used. This supposedly causes the human brain to perceive or hear personal localized messages in their native language. Okay, so which I heard this theory for years. Never really believed it. Until I seen like a video where they'll have someone saying like they have like two words. Just give a quick example like orange and lemon. And they say whatever you're thinking is what you're gonna hear. And if you thinking lemon, you literally hear that word lemon. If you're thinking orange, you'll literally hear that word orange. And it's really psychological. So I imagine it's something of the effect with this blue beam technology, where people are gonna see things or hear things like it says in their own native tongue. So this is it says targeted holograms rather than a simple projector in the sky. The theory posits the use of localized satellite lasers and optical holograms, meaning observers in different cities or countries will only see specific illusion directed at their geographic location. Okay? Very deceitful, man. All right, but let's get into this article, for time's sake. My break at the plantation, so wanna get through this, and I'll definitely post this in the post-production. All right. It says there's been a lot of talks about extraterrestrials and UFOs lately, almost as if we're being prepared for possible imminent disclosure. But what about Project Bluebeam, which revolves around a fake alien invasion of Earth? There has already been a lot of speculation that we are on the verge of such a fake invasion. Originating in the 1990s, it theorizes that world governments will use advanced holograms and technologies to fake an extraterrestrial attack with the aim of frightening humanity into uniting under a single totalitarian world government. And you had, I forget which president it was, who said, if there was ever an invasion from, alien invasion or something to that effect, that we all should come together and put aside our differences and fight. Okay? I gotta figure out who that is. I always forget who it is. Right? Which U.S. president said to put away our differences and fight alien invasion? Let's see what it gives us. Right, okay, so it's President Ronald Reagan. He famously proposed that humanity should put aside its differences if faced with an alien invasion. He believed an outside threat would quickly unite the world. All right. Let's see. So it says Reagan famously asked how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world, right? Which there is an outside force, right? But there ain't no damn aliens, man. They're chariots of Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai. And according to the book of Psalms, I believe it's from the 96th chapter, where it says that it's thousands of angels. Okay? Let's get it correct. Psalm 68. Okay, not Psalms 96. I might have to read that. I'm not sure why that was on the brain, but Lord willing, I'll get into that. This is Psalm 68. verse 17, it says, the chariots of the Heavenly Father Yahweh are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them as in Sinai and in the holy place. So these are angels. And these angels, these are the Lord's holy angels. All right, these are celestial beings. They're not aliens. They're not green-headed aliens. They're not these this unknown species. All right, these, as it says, these are the angels of the Lord. Okay. So there will be a time where Esau, Edom will, according to the scriptures, will fight against the chariots of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, that's going into the book of Revelation, where it says that Michael and his archangels fought against the devil and his angels. Okay, and it says in 2nd Ezra 13, it says that they were scared but yet durst fight. So that is going to be an actual event that's going to occur. All right, but this is going to occur when Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai has these last few prophecies come to pass, right? Which right now, the MOTB, as quoted by the Apostle Tahar, is kicking down the door, man. Okay, World War III is already boiling up. Famines are already occurring. All right, so everything is falling right in line. And once this MOTB is initiated, it's pretty much a wrap for Babylon. The end is nigh at hand. Okay. And then that's when will be that the thermonuclear destruction. Then there will be the angels also invading and playing their part in America's demise. All right. But this is going to happen on Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai's time. All right. So let's get back into the article. It says it would certainly be an opportunity to distract the public in a huge way, and it does feel like the perfect time. Excuse me. It says activist post reports Donald Trump recently rekindled such suspicions with a speech at the Turning Point USA event. How appropriate, given that the TPUSA's outlandish CEO, Erica Kirk, is as close to fake as it gets. Trumpenstein ordered federal agencies to begin releasing files on UFOs in February 19 Truth Social Post. He elaborated on this during a Phoenix TPUSA event on April 17th, telling the audience that very interesting documents have been discovered and that first releases will begin very, very soon. Right? And we've seen certain of these files come out. Okay. And there's, like I said, there's videos on this. That Trump has released some of these files, and that they're really in fear, man. All right, because the chariots of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, they're already here. All right. We see, there's many of different brothers, even myself, that have seen these chariots with our own two eyes, man. Okay, and it wasn't an illusion. All right, and and that's based off of prophecy in the book of Zechariah, the 5th chapter, where it says that the chariots of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, they will stay upon the house of the thief. Okay, and this is the house of the thief. That great thief is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, who has stolen the whole nation, who has stolen a whole land. All right, you stole a whole continent. All right, and guess what? You're about to repay for all of your thievery. All right. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna leave it there. I'll leave this in the post production, but let's just keep our eyes on it. Matter of fact, let's get one more preset. Okay. Ignorant. To Satan's devices. Okay. Not devised. There we go. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. Right? It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices."
Okay, which his devices are his different plans, his different motives. Okay, his different so-called phenomenons and false flag attacks, false flag events, black swan events. All to set up some type of something to alley-oop his agenda of world domination, man. Enslaving the entire nation of America, especially the nation of Israel, and just being king over the earth, right? So, with that being said, I'll leave it there, man. Lord willing, you will edify. With that being said, I give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachach Kodash, double honor to the elders and apostles, and the bishops at Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutation. Shalom.